Let's get right into it. Number 10. APL Concept 1 Basketball Shoes. Imagine you've trained for years to be a great basketball player. Then some guy walks onto the court in a new pair of sneakers and instantly jumps higher than you. This was the reality when APL dropped the Concept 1. APL stands for Athletic Propulsion Labs, and their shoes had literal metal springs built into the sole, not spring-like cushioning, actual springs hidden inside that compressed and released every time you pushed off the ground. It was like having a tiny trampoline strapped to your feet. Athletes reported jumping significantly higher the first time they laced them up. The NBA took one look and banned them before a single professional game was played. Their reasoning was the shoes provided an unfair competitive advantage, a polite way of saying they were basically cheating. Players can spend millions on trainers and recovery tech, but a spring in a shoe was where the NBA drew the line. Of course, the ban made APL famous overnight. Nothing sells a product faster than being told you can't have it. Number 9. Composite baseball bats. Composite baseball bats were banned from several leagues for a simple reason. The ball came off them so fast it was dangerous to everyone on the field. Balls flew off the bat at speeds that gave infielders almost no time to react. A third baseman had about 0.2 seconds to react. The average human reaction time is 0.25 seconds. The ball was past them before their brain could even process it. The bats worked because of the trampoline effect. Unlike stiff wood bats that absorb energy, composite bats flexed on impact and snapped back like a slingshot. They were launching balls harder than the pitcher threw them. Little League banned them in 2011 after a study found the bats launched balls at speeds beyond what helmets were designed to handle. The gear protecting kids was built for an era where the bat didn't have its own trampoline. Number 8. The STP-Paxton Turbocar. In 1967, a car showed up to the Indianapolis 500 that was way too fast. It was the STP-Paxton Turbocar. Instead of a normal engine, it had a turbine engine from a helicopter. While other cars screamed, the turbocar just whirred like a giant vacuum cleaner as it destroyed the competition. Driver Parnelli Jones cruised effortlessly, while everyone else fought their cars around the track. It even had four-wheel drive, gripping the track like it was glued down. With 3 laps to go, he was leading by a full minute. In racing, that's not winning, that's embarrassing everyone else. Then a $6 bearing failed, the car stopped, but racing officials panicked. The next year they changed the rules, slashing the allowed air intake for turbine engines. They tightened the restrictions again the year after, until the cars were too strangled to compete. The turbine was banned not because it was dangerous, but because it won too easily, which is either the most unfair thing in motorsport or the highest compliment a machine has ever received. Number 7. Active suspension. Imagine a race car that thinks for itself. Normal race cars have springs and dampers that shake violently over bumps. Active suspension used computers to read the road thousands of times per second and adjust the suspension in real time, keeping the car perfectly flat over any bump or curb. The classic demonstration was a cup of coffee on the car's hood. On a normal race car, coffee everywhere. With active suspension, not a drop spilled. In 1992, the Williams F1 team figured this out. Their car was so dominant that driver Nigel Mansell won the championship with ease, often leaving other teams to just race for second place. The car was so stable the computers did most of the work, making it nearly unbeatable. So in 1994, Formula One banned it. The official reason was cost. The unofficial reason was that the racing was getting embarrassing. When one team's technology makes everyone else look like expensive spectators, something has to change. The smartest car in racing history was sent to a museum. Number 6. Sliding Rigger Rowboat. Imagine your athlete breaks a world record, and in the middle of celebrating, you're told the boat is banned. Not for cheating, but for being too fast. That's what happened with the Sliding Rigger Rowboat. In normal rowing, the rower's sliding seat causes their body weight to shift, making the boat bob and lose speed. Engineers reversed this. They made the rigger, the frame holding the oars, slide, while the rower stayed completely still. With the rower's mass stationary, the boat stopped bobbing, water resistance dropped, and the boat just glided, as if cheating physics. Boats using this design were shattering world records, so the rowing authorities did what authorities often do when something works too well. They banned it. The sliding rigger was outlawed in 1981. The world records it set were quietly erased from the books, as if they never happened. The sport decided that the struggle of rowing was more important than pure speed. Number 5. The stocking frame. In the 1580s, William Lee watched his girlfriend knit and thought it was painfully slow. So he built the stocking frame, a machine that could knit stockings in minutes, a task that took a skilled human hours. He went to show Queen Elizabeth I, hoping for a patent. She refused. not because the machine did not work, but because it worked too well. She feared it would put thousands of her subjects, the hand knitters, out of a job. Lee tried again with the next king, was refused again, and eventually died broke in France. About 200 years later, the machine finally caught on. Factories started using it, and the Queen's ban only delayed the inevitable. The hand knitters lost their jobs anyway. A group called the Luddites began smashing the machines in protest. The British government's response was to make machine breaking a crime punishable by death. Number 4. Margarine versus the dairy lobby. When a French chemist in the 1860s invented a butter substitute that was cheaper and lasted longer, he wasn't celebrated. He was attacked by the dairy industry, which had the money to buy laws. In 1886, the U.S. dairy lobby passed the Margarine Act, which imposed a massive tax on margarine and required expensive licenses to sell it. When people kept buying it, the lobby went further. Several states passed laws requiring margarine to be dyed an unappetizing pink to discourage buyers. Wisconsin, the dairy capital, banned yellow margarine until 1967. Quebec's ban lasted until 2008. Margarine manufacturers found a loophole. They sold white blocks of margarine with a small capsule of yellow food dye. Customers had to knead the color in themselves at home. Millions of people were manually coloring their food because the law said the factory couldn't. The product was suppressed for nearly a century, not for being dangerous, but for being a threat to an established industry. Number 3. Drift nets. Imagine dragging a curtain of death through the ocean. That's a drift net. These nets could stretch up to 40 miles long, hanging in the water like a giant invisible wall. Anything that swam into it was caught. This included not just fish, but dolphins, sea turtles, sharks, seabirds, and even whales. Crews would haul in the net, toss the dead dolphins overboard, and call it a day. The nets were so effective that fleets were pulling up millions of tons of sea life per year. One Japanese fleet used enough drift net in a single season to wrap around the Earth's equator twice. By the late 1980s, scientists warned that entire species were being wiped out. The UN finally banned large-scale drift nets on the high seas in 1992, though many countries found loopholes. The technology was simple, just nylon mesh and floats. The problem was, it worked too perfectly. It didn't discriminate. It just caught everything. And when a tool is that indiscriminate, the ocean runs out of things to catch. Number 2. Group B Rally. It's 1983. A car is flying down a narrow dirt road at 100 miles an hour, with thousands of fans standing inches from the edge. That was Group B Rally. In the early 1980s, motorsports governing body created Group B, a new rally class with almost no rules. Engineers went wild, building cars with over 500 horsepower that weighed less than a small sedan. Some could go from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, on dirt. The speeds were insane, but the roads were the same narrow, bumpy tracks lined with trees and cliffs. Then it all fell apart. In 1986, a top driver and his co-driver were killed when their Lancia Delta S4 went off the road. Months later, another car crashed into a crowd in Portugal, killing 3 spectators and injuring dozens more. The FIA had seen enough. Group B was cancelled at the end of the season. 4 years of the most technologically advanced rally cars ever built, gone. They had built machines that were faster than the environment around them could handle. The cars had outrun safety itself. Number 1. The printing press. In 1440, Gutenberg created the printing press, and within decades, powerful institutions were losing their minds. Before the press, books were copied by hand, a process that took months or years. They were rare, expensive, and owned only by the rich and powerful, who in turn controlled all information. Then Gutenberg ruined their monopoly. Suddenly, you could print hundreds of books in the time it took to make one. Ideas started spreading faster than anyone could control. The Ottoman Empire banned the printing press for nearly 300 years, terrified of what people might read. The Catholic Church created the Index of Banned Books, a list of forbidden works that existed for over 400 years, only being abolished in 1966. The reason for the bans was simple. An informed population is an uncontrollable one. When people can read, they start asking questions, like why the king has 17 palaces while they have a dirt floor. The printing press fueled the Protestant Reformation, spread revolutionary scientific ideas, and armed political movements. It was banned because it was too good at spreading the one thing every insecure power structure fears, an idea. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.